It's a typical afternoon over the East River in New York City. Heading toward the water is a Kodiak 100 SE seaplane. On board are 8 passengers, including 16-year-old Chloe Todd and her grandmother, taking a routine flight back from a family friend's birthday party in East Hampton. Chloe is doing what any teenager might do on a scenic flight, casually recording the descent through the cabin window on her cell phone, expecting a smooth touchdown. That recording continues as the expected glide vanishes, replaced by a violent impact. Within seconds, the video transforms into a record of a survival effort. Instead of a graceful glide, the landing is violently rough. The plane skips and slams into the river, bouncing hard 3 separate times. This schematic shows the mechanics of the crash. As the plane hits the water, one of the pontoons, the floats underneath the aircraft, buckles. A loud boom echoes through the cabin. The sheer force of the impact causes the left wing strap to completely snap. Without that crucial support, the aircraft aggressively lists to one side. The left wing plunges straight into the East River. Inside the cabin, passengers look out their windows and see the dark, choppy water rapidly rising right up to the glass. A single piece of broken metal has suddenly turned their transport into a heavy, off-balance trap, and the river is threatening to swallow it whole. The cabin immediately fills with the shrill sound of emergency alarms. Over the noise, the captain is shouting instructions, telling everyone to quickly put on their life vests. Chloe is terrified, convinced they are going down. But amidst the noise, her priority narrows to a single objective, making sure her 76-year-old grandmother gets out safely. To keep the plane from flipping, they manipulate the center of gravity. This diagram displays the default layout of the 8 passengers. With the left side dipping low, everyone physically throws their body weight to the right side to counter the severe tilt. That collective shift in mass creates a fragile physical equilibrium. It stops the roll and buys them precious seconds to begin their evacuation. Then, an unusual interruption cuts through the panic. Right in the middle of a sinking plane, Chloe's cell phone starts ringing. It's her dad. She answers the call. With water literally lapping at the aircraft, she tells him, "Can I call you back? The plane kind of just crashed." She doesn't hang up. She drops the active phone into her bag, providing her father a live audio feed of the disaster while she physically guides her grandmother toward the exit. Chloe manages to maintain the connection with her father throughout the escape, navigating the flooded aisle while the call remains active in her bag. The passengers are not alone on the water for long. An NYPD helicopter is already hovering nearby and spots the distressed plane almost immediately. Within roughly 90 seconds, rescue boats are pulling up to the aircraft. All 8 people on board make it out with only minor injuries, including some bruised ribs for Chloe's grandmother. The focus now shifts to the mechanics of the crash. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating exactly why the pontoon and wing strut on this months-old plane gave out during the landing. The official report will eventually explain the physics of the collapse, but that 90-second response time is what kept a structural failure from becoming a fatal tragedy. Beyond the broken struts and the swift rescue, there is a human element to this event, the instinctual documentation of the crisis by the passengers themselves. Carrying smartphones into a crisis makes passengers primary witnesses. They provide first-person data that exists alongside the findings of professional crash investigators. Chloe's video provides a view from the cabin that wouldn't have existed a generation ago. It shows the water level and the tilt of the floor exactly as the passengers experienced it. This crash in the East River serves as a snapshot of how we face emergencies today, holding a life vest to stay afloat while keeping a phone active to record the descent.